It's a new year, and we've got a new crop of the best home security systems. We took a deep dive into all the systems we test and review, along with input from our readers and real customers, and came up with a brand new ranking of the 10 security systems we think do the best job overall and for specific situations. And I'm not going to tweet them at you this year, but I'm still aiming to give you each one in a nutshell. It'll be a little bit like 2 truths and a lie, except everything will be true and you'll get 2 pros and a con to watch out for. But before we reveal our new number 1, take a minute to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth product reviews and insider security and safety tips posted here every week. And to see more details about our top 10 best home security systems, we've linked our new roundup in the description box below. Now let's count them down, starting with the home security system that landed at number 10, Brinks Home Security. Brinks rounds out our top 10 with the simplest security system options. They only have 1 monitoring plan option and 3 security equipment packages. So if you have trouble making decisions, Brinks makes it really easy. Here's our 2 pros and 1 con to look out for with Brinks Home Security. Brinks was rated the best home security in J.D. Power & Associates 2020 Customer Satisfaction Survey. That tells us that the people who are using Brinks really love it. And its ASAPer feature alerts you, your emergency contacts, and pros at Brinks Monitoring Center to trouble at your home in as little as 30 seconds. But there is one big thing to keep in mind. Brinks is one of only 3 systems in our top 10 that require a contract, and that contract is 3 years long. It requires a credit check, and it puts you on the hook for 100% of the remaining contract if you want to cancel. Link Interactive is the little security system that could. It's not boastful or flashy, but it gives you the most safety sensor options of any brand out there. Our 2 favorite things about Link Interactive. This company is really nice. They are so friendly and helpful. It's like having your favorite aunt and uncle watching out for you. It just feels good. And we love the wide array of sensors that can help keep everything from pools to stoves to firearms safe and secure from little fingers and scary accidents. The big thing to watch out for, though, is, once again, a mandatory contract. But Link Interactive gives you options to get your contract down to as little as 12 months, and they only ding you for 75% of the remaining contract if you decide to cancel early. I know. How can Ring, Amazon security darling and video doorbell pioneer, be all the way down at number 8 on our list? Well, it's a matter of you get what you pay for. Ring Alarm is our budget security system pick, and it's hands down the cheapest option out there. But that means it's a really stripped down system. And if you want to add any of Ring's really cool smart home and security products, that cost quickly skyrockets. 2 things we love about Ring Alarm. The price. It's cheap. If you go with the basics from Ring Alarm, you can get a full year of monitoring service and your starter equipment for right around $320. That's about $100 cheaper than the next closest system. And for that bargain basement price, you also get full mobile app control. No upgrades required. But, and this can be a big but, not like the one Sir Mix-a-Lot likes, but especially if you're worrying about privacy and hacking, Ring has been in and out of the headlines due to breaches, cameras getting hacked, and controversy over its Neighbors app and partnerships with police nationwide. To get more details about all of those things, check out our Ring playlist to learn everything about Ring Alarm, its video doorbells, and its controversial side. Abode is a sneaky little security camera that exploded into the security system game and has doubled down on its commitment to be the smartest security system out there, at least when it comes to compatibility. Abode is compatible with more smart home ecosystems than any other security brand we know of: Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, Z-Wave, Zigbee, and Apple HomeKit. Obvi, our number 1 favorite thing about Abode is that it works with literally everything you want to connect in your smart home. And it's one of the only security systems that works seamlessly with Apple HomeKit. So if you're an Apple devotee, Abode could be your home security bestie. We also like that you can pick from a more traditional home security setup with a hub and sensors, or you can go with the Abode IOTA all-in-one security camera smart hub. The IOTA can also work with Abode security sensors, but it packs nearly everything you need, especially for smaller spaces like an apartment or dorms, into one sleek, compact package. And the IOTA includes motion-activated video recording, two-way talk, a wide-angle lens, a great companion app, and it can connect up to 160 smart home devices. Here's the thing to watch out for with Abode. Backup battery life isn't great. You only get 12 hours if the power goes out, which is at least half of what you get from most other smart home or security hubs. With all the fluke weather and natural disasters and other random acts of whatever that have left whole states struggling to keep the lights on in the past 18 months or so, backup battery is a more relevant consideration than it used to be. Cove is a newbie to our top 10 roundup, and we're happy to have them here. Cove is our pick for the most customer-focused security company. Their equipment and packages aren't earth-shaking, but their commitment to do right by their customers really impressed us. Two things that we love about Cove: a literal customer-first policy. When we met with Cove late last year, via Zoom, of course, they kept saying that their goal was to be more than fair with their customers. I don't love phrases like that. I don't know what they mean. So I asked them, and they basically answered that if it meant doing right by a customer, they would do it, even if it was against their published policies and even if the customer was leaving them for a new security system lover. They gave several examples, and it worked. We were impressed. Secondly, I like that they came out swinging in 2021. From their advertising blitz in Q1, it looks like Cove is coming for SimpliSafe's crown as the ruler of affordable, sleek DIY home security. And Cove has some features that no one else has, like Rapid SOS, InstaText, and Cove Live Assist. Now, you can find out what those features do and get more deets about Cove versus SimpliSafe in our Cove review video that looks at whether or not SimpliSafe needs to watch its back. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? This is one thing we don't love about Cove. Much like its big competition, SimpliSafe, Cove doesn't have a lot to offer when it comes to home automation. It really skimps here. So if you care more about security than smart home, which is not a bad choice, by the way, Cove is going to be a great pick. But if you really want a smart home control center from your security system, Cove probably isn't going to cut it. Blue by ADT was my favorite newcomer of 2020, and we still like this DIY brand from the OG of all home security, ADT. Blue is our favorite no-contract DIY system, and here are two big reasons why. Full mobile access is included in every package, no upgrades needed, no upcharges, no nothing. If you buy a Blue by ADT system, you get the whole shebang, including video monitoring, remote control, remote alerts, and smart home integrations. We also love that this is the only DIY system that comes with the backing of ADT. Like it or not, ADT is a giant in the home security world, and that's for both homeowners and criminals. ADT is one of those names that makes a burglar stop and think twice before hitting a home. But it's not all butterflies and roses. Blue by ADT has its drawbacks. One to pay attention to is Blue isn't really a sexy home security system. Its equipment is bulky and many pieces come in a color that I can only describe as institutional gray. It's not gonna make your heart go pitter-patter, but it is going to protect your home. So if you don't care too much about the aesthetics, there is a lot to love about Blue by ADT. And if you want to know all there is to know about Blue, check out our video that gives you all the details. Blue's big sibling comes in at number 4. ADT continues to rule the home security world with its untouchable years of experience, nearly 150, its name recognition, and its strong track record for protecting homes and keeping burglars out. We classify ADT as a full-service luxury brand, and they get top marks for their Stellar Pro monitoring. Two standout ADT qualities: There are 9 redundant monitoring centers, and this is a redundancy we really like. It means that if any center faces an outage for any reason, all of the homes that are monitored at that center roll on to the next monitoring center, and so on, as needed. It's backup protection to make sure that if ADT is watching your home, a disaster on their end won't make your system vulnerable. Plus, you can get into an ADT system for very little money upfront. We love DIY, but you nearly always have a big out-of-pocket expense. ADT's more traditional way of doing things, leasing equipment, signing contracts, eliminates the need for you to drop a big chunk of change upfront. Which leads us to the big con. ADT requires a 3-year contract and a 75% payout if you cancel. Saving some money while you order your system upfront is a really great thing, but it can come back to bite you if you don't read the fine print. Find out more about what ADT has to offer in our full ADT review video. SimpliSafe is hands down our readers' favorite DIY security system. It's affordable, it's attractive, and it's easy to use. 2 of our favorite things about SimpliSafe include the 60-day money-back guarantee. This is one of the best trial offers among all the systems we've tried. And we think that 2 months lets you have enough time to really get to know the system, test it out, learn its quirks, and decide if you really like it. And SimpliSafe keeps innovating. We've long complained about their lack of smart home integration, but the brand keeps adding new bells and whistles and new smart home devices like the SimpliSafe Smart Lock. But one area where we'd like to see SimpliSafe step it up is outdoor security camera options. Right now, the only way to get a security camera coverage for the outside of your home with SimpliSafe is to add a weatherproofing sleeve to the SimpliCam. And that might be fine if you only want extra coverage on, say, a porch or a deck, but if you have a larger yard or property with outbuildings that you want to keep an eye on, it's just not going to get the job done, especially if you live somewhere with extreme weather. And that feels like everywhere these days, doesn't it? But to find out more about why our readers love SimpliSafe so much, check out our SimpliSafe playlist full of videos that review the SimpliSafe system, the Smart Lock, and gives you other inside info. Frontpoint may be number 2 overall, but it's our number 1 pick for high-end DIY home security systems. Frontpoint is basically the closest you can get to an ADT or Vivint style home security system with all the perks of DIY. Our 2 favorite things about Frontpoint. First, they got rid of contracts. Frontpoint used to be one of the only DIY systems that locked you into a 3-year contract, but they listened to customers and our incessant feedback and finally threw those contracts out. This is one of the smartest and most responsive moves we've seen from any home security system, basically ever. And you can pretty much get anything you want from a home security system from Frontpoint, which you can't say about most DIY systems. Frontpoint has everything from outdoor security cameras to panic buttons and smart gadgets like locks and light bulbs. It's really the best of both worlds, full service and DIY. And now, for the downside. We call Frontpoint high-end for a reason. It's pricey. Frontpoint monitoring plans start at $45 a month, with the national average for home security monitoring hovering around $32 a month. Frontpoint is about 40% higher than the average. Yikes. But to find out what all that money actually gets you, go to our full Frontpoint review in the video right here on this channel. Here it is, drum roll. Our new number 1 best security system is Vivint. We picked Vivint as the best full-service smart security system. It's basically everything you can possibly get from a security system, with all the perks of pro installation, whole home safety consultations, and the most innovative security tech out there. 2 of the best things about Vivint: these folks are engineers. They are inventors. They find out what's missing in home security, what people want, and then they make the products that fill those gaps. This company repeatedly wins tech and innovation awards, and we are so excited that Vivint has decided to focus on security tech over smart home. But they won't abandon the smarts in their system. Vivint told us that they just realigned their priorities to make security top dog. And speaking of that innovation, we love Vivint's latest security cams. Both the Vivint Outdoor Camera Pro and the Vivint Doorbell Camera Pro have a little whistle that hoots at prowlers whenever the camera picks up movement. I could watch these videos for hours. It is hilarious to see people's reactions and then watch them scamper away down the street. It's hilarious. But there's still some room for improvement. Even though we think Vivint is worth it, you're going to pay more in the long run for your Vivint equipment and monthly monitoring. Your first full year with Vivint could cost around $1,200 depending on the equipment you choose. That's about 4 times as much as our budget pick Ring. But I think you get 4 times as much equipment and function. So it's all about what matters most to you. And let's not forget that the average burglary comes with a loss of around $2,600. That would be more than 2 years with Vivint if you kept buying your equipment, but closer to 3 or 4 years if you only pay for your equipment during that first year and its monthly monitoring after that. When you weigh the potential loss of a burglary against the investment of Vivint, that cost is not out of hand. And we've got a closer look at Vivint in our Vivint video review, so be sure to check that out next. All of the security systems on our list get the job done to protect you, your people, your pets, and your property. Finding the right system is about your priorities, your budget, and the type of home you want to safeguard. If you want more details about each of our 10 best security systems, go to the link in the description box. Give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for all the safety and security info that's fit to film. Thanks for hanging in there, and until next time, stay safe.